Over to you, big man.
I'm waiting.
Don't
So am
wait.
I.
You're here. You're here. You're
We
on.
are. We are live. Welcome, everyone. Welcome back to Real United Talk. I'm doing the intro this week, just for a change, to be honest. But yeah, welcome, everyone. Glad to have you here. First thing to talk about, really, we'll do a few things tonight. We can do predicted lineups for Friday, the big match, the return. And we can look at some of the articles. And there's one that I wasn't aware of, to be honest, and Marcus has just made me aware of about Dean Henderson with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, who has basically given us a little hint to what he has future planned. So what did he say, Marcus?
Well, he's come out and said there were question marks by a few reporters that were questioning whether Hendo was going to be part of the first team plans going forward. And he's basically come out and squashed those rumours and said that his loan at Sheffield United for this season has been very productive. He will be a Manchester United #1 goalie and England's #1 goalie as well, which is a big statement, especially for the manager that he is. There's still United fans not convinced by him. So it is a big, bold statement in my eyes, and it does outline how good that this keeper is. I know United fans haven't seen him in the first team yet, but we've all seen what he's done at Sheffield United. He's put in some fantastic performances, and I think it's really good news, to be honest. And I do think he should be implemented into the first team this season.
How does that work, Rodney? Is that Romero in the bin, do you reckon?
Do you know what? It probably is. It probably is. I think what Ollie will probably want to do is freshen up the squad. He wants to bring in youth, which is kind of clear. Henderson has been tipped as the replacement for De Gea. The only way you're going to actually find out about him is when you bring him back and see him firsthand. And I don't think Ollie really understands how good he is because he's been on loan. His focus really has been the Manchester United squad. You can send scouts, but you don't see the best of someone until you work with them day in, day out, and that's probably the likely path for Henderson. With regards to Romero, he's never let United down. So, he's been a great number 2 if he does leave, and he could go anywhere.
100%. I think me and Marcus are frozen, but I hope that will.
Yeah.
Are you frozen?
Yeah. Yeah, we're frozen in time again.
Don't worry. It's the glitches.
It's always the glitches.
I knew this wasn't enough time for you.
No, it's not. It's not me. 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 I'll tell you what.
It's funny how though Rodney is perfect.
I don't know what's going on. Honestly,
it's Skype.
It's Skype. Honestly, you two are coming in on the outside line.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe we should try like something else in Skype because it is low key rubbish. I've got the interesting one for me then, right? So we've got Romero, who we've just agreed is going in the bin. You've got De Gea, you've got Dean Henderson, who I agree with both of you. I actually think he was one of the best goalkeepers in the Premier League last season. This season actually, on form. But there's an interesting one with is it Pereira or Pereira? Wherever you say it. And I remember back to Jose Mourinho saying that this keeper is the one, he's going to be a future #1 for Portugal, huge talent. And he doesn't really have a place at Man United at all. He's back now, by the way.
Yeah, of course, I fixed it.
On the fly.
He got his spanner out.
Yeah, I mean, I sent that minion down. I said, oi, sort it out. I've forgotten about him. I forgot. Honestly, there are some players at clubs that go out on loan and you forget. He's one of the players that I've forgotten about because he's meant to be a really good goalkeeper. But the problem is unless you're actually getting first team games in a league that people are interested in, no one really remembers you. So, he came in. Henderson went out on loan. So Pereira was probably told, you've got a future with the club. You will do well. He's now gone out on loan, but no one's really talked about him. So, where does he come back and Henderson's #1 and he's the backup for Henderson? What's going to happen? Will De Gea go?
Well, Max is saying that Pereira was awful at Hearts. Mark says Pereira's a good keeper, so he's still at Hearts apparently. But yeah, I haven't
What
heard
about
of
Lee
him.
Grant?
Way, good old Lee
Hey,
Grant.
Lee Grant.
Is he still around?
Of course, he's
Oh
still
my
around.
God.
It seems like we've got an abundance of decent quality goalies now. All of a sudden, just come out of nowhere, haven't we?
Goalkeeper FC, haven't we?
Yeah, I mean
Wow.
Romero. I mean, don't get me wrong, he has been a good goalie and always put in performances when called upon. Got De Gea as well as number one. Then you got Pereira, and then you got Hendo coming as well. On top of that, to top them off, you got Lee Grant as well.
Yes.
It's an interesting time. It's a good dilemma for Ollie, I think. I don't think we've not had much competition for goalkeepers in the last few years, have we?
It's got to be one of the best goalkeeper lineups we've ever had, right? Because I remember the Schmeichel Van der Sar days, and they were both unbelievable. But I never remember Raymond Van der Haal being unbelievable at all.
No, he was a good goalie. He was a good goalie. He was. He just never. Sometimes you've just got to be a good number two.
Yeah,
a good number two. Like Les Sealy, way back.
Yeah, but good. Yeah, I suppose. But then we have. At the minute, we don't have good number two. Well, Romero is the best number two, right?
He is. He's Argentina's number one goalkeeper.
Yeah, it's crazy.
He's Argentina's number one, and he is Old Trafford's number two. And he's been happy to be number two because he realises the stature of the club. Some players have an ego and they want to be playing all the time. Goalkeepers, they're a bit odd, and they understand if they're not first pick and they're second pick, they still have to train the same way. They still have to put the same level of effort in. They just know their backup. If the first choice goalkeeper has a rick or he gets injured, they've got to step up. They're a really important role in the team that a lot of people take for granted and say, oh, if they're making a mistake, they're no good. Let's get rid of them. Let's bin them. You've got to be on your mettle as a goalkeeper because you just never know what's going to happen in any game, and you could be really busy. Remember what De Gea was like when he first joined United? He was, come on, he couldn't catch a cold.
He was wank.
Romero should be praised really because I mean he's quite happy to be number two. And like Rodney said there, he knows the situation at Old Trafford. I've never seen him come out in the papers or anything. No one's muttered anything about him being unhappy or anything. And I think that is an absolutely top professional quality trait to have. Knowing your place in that squad and knowing that you will be playing games and you will be called upon.
Yeah.
I think that's fantastic, and I do think he should be praised for that.
Yeah. He should be praised. I'm just looking at some of the comments and I see there's a lot of people in the comments. Pankaj is digging into me saying that I need new technology. I'm not sure where he's getting those tips from, Marcus. You know what I mean?
You're in charge of tech, mate.
Yeah, I know. Mark says, remember Massimo Taibi?
Yeah.
Who can forget him?
Yeah.
No one can forget him ever. Not with Ricks like that. Max says De Gea, Romero, Grant as goalkeepers, and Bishop, is it Kovar and Henderson to go out on loan and sell Pereira? Well, I get the sell Pereira. You've got quite a few people on as backup. At some point in time, you're going to start looking at replacing De Gea. But how old is De Gea? What, 29?
Yeah.
Some keeper.
Is he that young?
Yeah. Listen, he came when he was 19, 20.
Way.
Yes.
So in theory, that's mad. Because there was a comment there. I think it was Max who said this is De Gea's last season, and I've always been like, no. But I can agree with that. It kind of feels like the end of De Gea and the start of Henderson. But in theory, you've got 10 more years out of De Gea. I was thinking that his transfer value's gone down and all this, but he's a 29-year-old keeper, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Is that prime?
Yeah. When did
I think so.
When did United buy Van der Sar?
He was actually 49 when we bought him.
He was helping Santa Claus deliver presents.
Wasn't he in his early 30s, wasn't he? Van der Sar?
I think it was mid. I think it was mid, like 33, 34. If I can remember rightly.
Yeah, I think he might have been older than that,
I'm going with Rossi because I think he was young 30s.
The comments. Let's see what the comments say, and we'll have a little look in a bit.
Yeah.
Right, that's the keeper thing sorted. Are we done on keepers? We got any more to say about our keepers?
No.
Apart from their goats.
They go well. I to be honest, I think it's a bit too soon to say get rid of De Gea when
can't have him
some
number
keepers
two, right?
some keepers go, get better with age, as they say, unless you're, I don't know, who's the keeper that used to play for Man City? Can't think of his name. Like Joe Hart, who just was like blistering as a young man in his like early 20s, and then as soon as Pep turned up, he just like Pep was like kryptonite, just took all his powers and said, "You laters, mate, you're gone."
Do you know what? I'm going to throw something out. I'm going to say if De Gea next season, if he has another season like this season, I would be quite willing to give Henderson, a good 8 to 10 game run.
Wow.
And just see how he goes. Because Ollie's looking forward here. He's looking forward. He's trying to build a young team with experience around it. And I think what he said today about that lad at Sheffield United, pulling off some great performances. If you're showing faith in a person like that, in a player like that, you've got to chuck him in, I think. Else it's just a waste of breath.
Yeah.
So De Gea, shaky start to this season. We were letting in goals all over the place. All right, it's not his fault. It's down to all the team as well. But some of those saves, mate, he just wasn't on the ball. There was, he could have got to some. He made a few mistakes. It wasn't like him at all.
Yeah, it wasn't. Do you know what? I checked Van der Sar 34 when he signed.
Yeah, I just checked that. Yeah. Oh, spot on.
Yeah. You should put a bet on.
I should have done back then when I was like 12.
When you
I think I was about 16 when he signed or something like that. Anyway, look into the weekend. Not the weekend, because we're playing on a Friday night.
It feels like the weekend.
Yeah, it does. I know we kind of boxed off the discussion on what our thoughts were on the actual Premier League returning. And I think we all said that it shouldn't have done. But it's here. I think we can forget that now, and we've just got to look forward to it. What do we think? I don't know what to do, whether we do what we think Ollie's going to play or who we would play. And I think it's more interesting to go with what we think Ollie would play potentially, because he's a man of many formations, right? I think you should start with this, Rodney.
Do you know what? There is this myth that he's a man of many formations. He is, and he isn't. He likes a strong defensive lineup. If you look at all of his teams, he likes to have defenders in midfield positions for big games. Did it for Paris Saint-Germain when he had Delors playing at left midfield.
Which is low-key what Fergie used to do.
Yeah, of course. Obviously, you win so much under a manager, you mimic them in terms of when things went well. This Ferguson was the man that didn't pick Pogba, that put De Silva in midfield. And who else did he put in centre? Was it? Can't remember. I can't think who was.
It was like John. It was like John O'Shea and.
Wasn't it John O'Shea and De Silva against Arsenal?
But then battered them.
But who does? Yeah, so Ollie will play De Gea in goal, definitely. He's going to start with Mr. Maguire. It has to. Wan-Bissaka will be in there, and it just depends on whether he wants to go with 3 at the back or a flat back 4. And if he goes with 3, then he'll probably put Hatchet Man Bailly in there, because I believe.
I'm asking you, Rodney, what is he going to play?
He'll play 3-5-2.
Well, there you go.
Or 3-4-4.
But what's he going to play?
If that's gonna just put himself on.
I think he cheats against Spurs. I think he goes with the 3 at the back, 5 at the back, 3 in midfield, 5 in midfield.
Yeah.
That's the way I think he goes for it, and I think the way this halfway through the season has ended, I think you got to go with what worked, and that would be, Lindelof, Maguire, and probably Luke Shaw in there.
Yeah,
as 3 centre backs.
Yeah, and then you both playing the young lad as the left wing back.
Williams, yeah. I would.
Yeah, to be honest, he hasn't done anything wrong in that position. Man United spent or Man United fans spent years watching Ashley Young, a right back or right winger, play on at left back, left midfield, or wing back. Now we've got a young guy who's come through the academy, the reserves, accustomed to playing in that position. Still doesn't use his left, but you know he's got something about him going forward, and he can defend. And what he does, what he adds in that position is he frees up Martial or he frees up Rashford or whoever's on that side. You just got to be like, yeah, we're covered. We don't have to track back as much. Whereas if you've got, you know, Luke Shaw on a flat back four, you know you're going to spend 20%, 25% of your time tracking. You know you are.
Well, I think all eyes, will be on Mr. Pogba.
No, don't say so.
Does he start? Does he start on the bench?
Well, again, Marcus. We've all picked. You've picked a back five, right? Which I would
3,
absolutely
5, yeah, whatever you call it.
Yeah, we'll call it a back five for now. Which I'd absolutely agree with.
Yeah.
And I think he's going to do that. So I think you're both spot on. What is this midfield three, man? What is he playing?
He's going to pick Roy Keane.
If
he had a room, if he's in a room with Roy Keane and Pogba, you know Pogba's on the bench. You know, as simple as that.
Do you think he's going to play Paul Pogba, Marcus?
You know what, how can I put this nicely without sounding like a complete fucker?
There's no other way.
I think he will. I think he's desperate to see Bruno and Pogba. Right. I think personally it's the wrong way to go. I think it should be McTominay, Fred, Bruno.
Right.
Yeah. I don't agree that he should just come straight back into the team. Not after.
You think he's going to do it?
But I think his love for Pogba. I think if he puts that midfield out with Pogba, Bruno, and Fred, I think in his eyes he's going to win the fans over because a lot of fans want to see this.
Yeah,
it is.
Right. Yeah. I need to come back. Marcus has made some great points in the comments. Right. These people are having a right go at me, Marcus. I'm going to let you know that. Right.
Good.
So they're having a right go at me. George is saying Pogba starts every day of the week and Friday. Pankaj, Rodney has been very critical of Pogba in the past and quite a few emoji laughing. George again says, yes, he will play Pogba. And to be honest, what George says has to be Bruno, Pogba and Matic. I think he tripped over himself. Did George fall down and hit his head when you typed that? He must have.
Well, I mean, you say that, but I mean, Ross, I think Matic had a great end before the season stopped. He was on a great run of form. That
he kind of saved us.
He released Bruno.
Yeah. Matic. The thing is with Matic is his age goes against him, and it always will because he obviously started at United as fire, and then he had a major dip in form, and everyone just went, "Well, he's finished." Because of his age, he's finished, and it's like, well, actually, like it's become apparent now. It looks like he had a big dip in form because his form towards the end was pretty sick again. I think he's a sick player.
I'll tell you what, right? Let's throw this up in the air, right? Mum, who plays in midfield, Matic or Fred? Who plays in the first game Friday, Matic or Fred? Who would you put in there? She's gone for Matic.
She's spoken.
See, Mum is a very pragmatic person. She's thinking logically.
Does Pogba come straight back in or not?
I wouldn't have him back in.
No.
No, hold on, Marcus. No. What did Mum say, word for word? What did she say?
Mum says I wouldn't have him back in.
See,
the team.
I like Mum. Yeah. Mum is on point. Mum is not pulling no punches. Coronavirus or not, he's gone. He's toast.
But I think all eyes, everyone, the reporters, the whole media will be all eyes on that midfield three. Yeah. At 7:15, it's either going to go skyrocket on social media or there's going to be horrendous hate on social media. People will be calling for Ollie's head, I think, on social media if Pogba does not come back into that team.
I'll tell you what, the Apprentice put out a tweet He must give him a name, the apprentice, at some point. Should Paul Pogba start on the bench in Man United's first game? Yes, 44%. No, 56%. So the fans want him to play. They want to see Pogba. They've been salivating. They've almost had a little bit of like weed juice at the very thought of Pogba and Bruno in midfield. And you're right, Marcus. Ollie will want the fans on board, but they won't be there. They'll be at home.
Yeah, they'll all be at home.
I'm gonna throw something mad out here, right? Of what I honestly, and this is honest, what I think he's going to do. Are you ready for this?
Go on.
Are you fucking ready for this?
All right.
Throw the curveball.
I'm holding my phone.
I think because of the oversaturation of midfielders, he's going to play 4-4-2, and he's going to play a diamond in midfield. And I think he's going to play Matic, Fred, Pogba, and Fernandes, and then split Martial and Rashford up top, and let Fernandes go down the middle and support them. I honestly think that's what he will do. I think he has enough faith in Luke Shaw to hold down that left back position, and Wan-Bissaka is just a joke. We don't even need to talk about him.
No, it's not worth talking. Honestly, there's no words that you can add after his name that you just say his name and it's just like, yeah, it's Wan-Bissaka.
Yeah, every time that his name's mentioned, all I think about is just bigger than Trent Alexander-Arnold. That's all I see. It's all I think about.
We got a question here. I want to read it out before it goes past.
Go.
Red Devil 20. If Ollie doesn't get top 4, does he get replaced? Surely we got to get it, and anything else is a failure.
Not for me.
No. If he don't get top 4, Ross, you reckon he still stays in charge? Yeah.
100%. Yeah, I think for me, I'll make it very brief. At the minute, the chopping and changing manager is not good. I like what Ollie's done. I like a manager that gets players playing better, and he seems to have done that with 90% of the squad. If you ask me, we've seen a better Rashford, a better Martial, a better everyone, and I like what he's building now. I like the transfer business. I like a lot, and look, it's not going to click immediately. I think we will get top 4 anyway. However, if we don't, he doesn't go. He doesn't go, in my opinion.
Rodney?
I don't think he goes, but the clamour for him to go will increase.
Yeah,
definitely. I don't know if United will get top 4, to be honest. It's really, this break is an anomaly. It's really odd. There are going to be some games that don't go according to not so much form, but what fans believe and what pundits believe. We might have an idea about some teams and they just pull out a real result and you just think, whoa, didn't see that coming. And this is like playing MLS football. Summer, grass, grass.
And then I see Mark's comment.
What's he put?
Hey Rodney, how did you get on the chase?
How did I get on what?
How did you get on the chase?
How did I what?
How did you get on the chase?
He did that earlier.
He was coming out with some great one-liners to me last night.
God, how did I get on? I got subbed for the what's her name? The Countess or something like that. How did I get on the chase?
The governor.
I love watching that.
I gotta say, I think just to go back to Ross's diamond thing, I don't think that works, and I agree with George Kyle there and a couple of the others. I think there's no width in that at all.
No.
I think you're playing probably our most effective players out of position. I think Pogba out in the wide right or wide left of that diamond is useless. If you put Matic or Fred out on the left-hand side, they're not really wide players. I think the only one that plays in his proper position there is Bruno behind the front two, split. But as for Ollie, mate, no, I'm a big fan of Ollie. I can see the direction that he wants to go. I can see a playing style. All right, it's not pretty at the minute, but it will get better with better quality players. That I'm absolutely banking on. I can see he knows the Manchester United way, of playing. He's been there, through that way of playing. He knows what fans expect. He knows that it's a necessity to entertain the fans. That's what he was brought through, and that's what he was taught by Sir Alex. So I've got all the time in the world for him. I really have. I think I said when he got the job, as long as they didn't get relegated, I was all for it, because this isn't, an overnight thing. The transfer window's fucked. It's going to take more time now. So, yeah, I'm all for him. I don't see him getting sacked.
I think if you look at his CV of what he's done at United, rather than the playing style and the wins and even the losses, the way he's decimated that squad, I think is United fans have waited for fucking years for someone to come in and tear that squad to bits. And every time we thought, Jose, ruthless, he's going to fuck Ashley Young off. He's going to get rid of Fellaini straight away. And he come in and basically fucking had an affair with them. I mean, it was just pathetic. And then Ollie comes in. And the first thing he does is just bin off everyone that's shit and that's Deadwood. And that in itself, regardless, even if he did get sacked, he has put United on a path already that's going the right way. And if it slips, if the results don't come, he's already done so much for us by doing that. So yeah, he's a fucking winner in my eyes. And he will. And if any manager can get good form out of Pogba, and I know it sounds mad, right? But it is Ollie, because Pogba needs a fucking manager that's gonna stay and that he can't contest. And I honestly think Ollie's that guy. I think Ollie has full backing of the board. Pogba will see this. He will see how ruthless he's been, and he'll go, I'm either in or I'm out here. I don't think Pogba will feel like he has the power to turf Ollie out. And I would love to see it. I kind of can predict, through many reasons, that I think Pogba's got nowhere to go right now. And I think he's going to knuckle down. And Ollie will get the credit for it, and a lot of it is to do with who's going to buy him, so I don't think anyone will at the minute.
Yeah. But, the thing is, Rosso, will he knuckle down of his own accord, or is it because no one wants him?
No one wants him.
Only he will know that. But however, at the minute, it would be nice to see a fully firing Paul Pogba. We'd all love to see it.
Do you know what? When we say fully firing, it's not as if he's been injured in the sense injured. This year that he's had off, because it has been like a long sabbatical. For me, if he doesn't start against Spurs, I don't care. For me, he's the one player in everyone. If you said to me McTominay's not starting, I'm like, not sure about that. If you said Fred, if Fred wasn't in, or McTominay, or Fernandes, or Maguire's not starting, I'm starting to look at you and think, okay, what happens now? If Rashford doesn't start, if Pogba doesn't get picked, honestly, I would not lose any sleep. Because
do you not see or think that this is the first time in a long time though? Like every game would be like, shit, Pogba's injured, we're fucked. Oh shit, we got no Pogba. I don't feel like that with the midfield at the minute. With like a good Fred, a good Fernandes, a good Matic. McTominay's come out of nowhere. So that puts a little bit of, I think, that's really good pressure on Pogba. Because I don't think it bodes well when a player goes out, and he probably knew that this whole team relied on him. And if he didn't perform, we played shit. That was all on Pogba. Probably too much pressure, but that's gone now for me. And like people are saying in the comments, you just said, if Pogba starts playing shit, you just take him off.
Yeah.
Where before it'd be like, shit, you got to keep him on for 90 minutes because he may do something because no one else is.
Yeah.
So it's a good pressure relief for him.
Yeah. To be honest, it is. But I, in terms of me as a fan, just for myself, if he's not picked, I'm not going to have a meltdown.
No, absolutely not. 100%.
No. Because I look at that team and think, yeah, they can do it. Did it against City. He wasn't playing twice.
Mm-hmm.
And if you can do that, put up a good fight against Liverpool without a Pogba, I'm thinking to myself, this is the team now with Bruno settled, much more in tune with everyone else in midfield. Rashford, who is almost like God right now, because you can do no wrong. Pogba almost seems like an unnecessary indulgence. If he plays, we don't need to worry about whether he has a good game or not. If he's not playing well, you come off. If you're not good enough to start, you stay on the bench. the team itself, the team picks itself. But like Marcus was saying, Ollie wants to make sure that the fans are happy, so he'll pick him.
Yeah, 100%.
But United Alex has put in a good question here. Lindelof or buy for Spurs?
What, for them to buy?
No, for against Spurs. No way, man, not a buy. I'll just put in the comments, for me, if he's fit, it's buy all day long.
Yeah.
I was never convinced on Lindelof when he came, and I don't think he looks comfortable with Maguire. You know, I think, do you know what, the way Lindelof plays with Maguire, it's almost like he's intimidated in a way. He's very shaky.
I have the correct answer to this question. I've literally thought of it, and I thought of it in my head, and I was like, yeah, this is just the right answer.
Yeah.
Like, I have the answer.
Yeah.
A Lindelof that isn't match fit, as in hasn't played a lot of matches, I really don't trust. I think when Lindelof's got a run of games in him, he can start to become reliable-ish, but I don't think a Lindelof that hasn't played a lot can perform. Where Bailly come back from injury against Chelsea and was phenomenal. And I think for this game, to win it, I think you play Bailly. I really do. I think Lindelof needs game time. And to throw him in this game, I think is for me, is not the right thing to do.
Yeah, I think against Spurs, it definitely is you need a much more solid. Spurs are not going to stretch the game that much. They're not going to stretch the game. Bailly would contain Harry Kane and whoever else he's playing alongside, and Maguire will do his usual commanding performance. But no, Lindelof, like you're right, he does need a number of games. And Lindelof's the kind of player that you play against teams that have got blistering pace up front, and you know that he's going to come in and he's going to do last ditch, recovery tackles, and he's going to do close 1-to-1. By doing 1-to-1, sometimes I'm a little bit kind of like, is he going to get booked?
He just wants to destroy them.
Yeah, he's not cute enough, as they would say.
No.
Not cute.
No, absolutely not. But this is the first time, right, in a long time that we're going to go out against Tottenham regardless, and whoever we play in midfield, whoever we play up front, our bench is going to be fire.
Do you know what? I was thinking that as well earlier on. That's one of the most things I'm looking forward to. We got a fully fit team here. Who is on that bench? Because we got some good youngsters that have filled some big shoes this season.
Yeah.
Right. And they, no matter what, they've come back. These players now, the established players, they're coming back from injury, and I hope that these young players keep their place in that first team. I really do. Brandon Williams has been fantastic. Mason Greenwood has been brilliant when he's come on and done his stuff. McTominay has really shown through this season. He's proved what a decent player he can be. You got hopefully the Chongs and the Gomez's will get their chance before the end of the season. I doubt it.
Before the end of 2021.
But I think those youngsters still deserve their place in that team. I really do.
True. No, I agree.
Yeah, this one says that in terms of the threat from Spurs, United Alex 7 says Son is a bigger threat than Kane.
100%.
Yeah.
Well, Dele Alli's missing as well, isn't
he? Yeah, I don't think that's a loss.
To be honest, not a loss for them.
No.
To be fair, no, not really.
My old man, he supports Tottenham, so I do have half an eye on Tottenham. And honestly, they play better without Kane, because it brings people like Son into the game more. Lucas Moura is a major threat. They may not get as many wins or whatever, but they play better football and are a better team when Harry Kane's on the pitch.
Yeah, they do. I wanted one quick comment from Jessica about Pogba. She says, I don't care. I like when someone agrees. I don't care if Pogba plays. Says, I also think Pogba must know that the team was going on a run without him, so it's going to be interesting to see what he does. And that's it, isn't it? With him, it's going to be interesting to see what he does, whether he plays or not. Because when he does play, the story's about him, and when he doesn't play, the story's about him.
It's interesting that none of us picked Dan James.
Well,
where Ollie loves him
because he's fast.
Yeah, true.
Max has got him on the bench here. Max says his bench would be Romero, Lindelof, Delot, Matic, Pogba, James, and Igalo.
So no Greenwood.
Hold on.
Greenwood in there.
Igalo signs and he's on the bench against Spurs. Is that?
I mean, that's a strong bench, man. I think.
Yeah.
It really is.
It is. It is a strong bench.
Strong. It's pacey.
It's been a while since, and it's not to say this is a slant against the strikers that have been before, but it's been a while since you've looked at the bench and there's been an alternative striker that you can put on and go, you're actually a striker, you're not just a winger going in to fill a slot. So Igalo on the bench is good, as a really good option to have. Dan James for me is he's like Dash from The Incredibles, isn't he?
Yeah.
You know, just
and there's 4 subs, remember? So 3 subs will become really regular, I suppose, with the one. So is it 5 subs actually?
I think it's 5.
I think it's 5.
That's
yeah.
madness.
Yeah, it's 5.
And there's supposed to be water breaks or something as well, isn't there?
Yeah. Shit. So
Mark says he's got half an eye on Tottenham, but that's because he's cross-eyed.
So he's.
Okay.
I'm trying to work out the fractions for that. So has he technically got one eye, or not half of one? Like just crossing like.
Holy.
So he's got. Gosh.
And out of that bench, I mean, I'm pretty sure that we can have 9 subs then on the bench. I'm pretty sure that's what's going to happen because you've got people like Mata, Greenwood, haven't even been mentioned.
Yeah.
Yeah, Max just said that he would add Mata and Greenwood. I mean, it's an interesting dilemma, isn't it? For who's going to be on that bench? I mean, not only all eyes on the midfield, but all eyes on the bench as well. Yeah. You know, because certainly if there are certain youngsters not on that bench, he's going to be questioned about it. You know, they were good enough before lockdown. Where are they now?
I'll tell you what, with this lockdown shit that's going on, I will be so interested to see what the viewing figures are for that Friday night game. Night game, biggest club in the world versus the shittest club in London. It's going to be so interesting.
Yeah, everyone's watching it. Everyone. And I've had conversations about, I'm not going to watch the football because there's no fans. It's not going to be. You're watching the bloody football. You ain't got fuck all else to do.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? You finished watching this football.
George Kyle just says here as well, Lingard. Not mentioned. Who? Lingard. Yeah. Who?
What, you mean not mentioned by us or just generally?
Not mentioned by us, not even mentioned on the bench or in the 11.
I think he's got a point with Pereira though. One of the players that I've hated the most this season. Then he banged 2 goals in against West Brom. I'm pretty sure he did.
Oh god, I'll have to check the record books.
I'm pretty sure. So we played that double back-to-back game, didn't we, with West Brom as a warm-up. I'm pretty sure he banged in 2, which doesn't bode well for us because it means that I don't know, he fired his way into that team.
Like, you know what? With there's so much transfer rumour. There's so much. There's only one player United are linked to every day, every week. Sancho. Do you think it's going to happen?
No.
No.
I don't. No. I think for the price Dortmund want, mate, you'll probably find better and cheaper options across the continent.
How much did Dortmund want for him?
100 million, I think.
You know what? I can see United going, we'll wait until next year.
Yeah. I think he's destined for another season.
And it'd be worth 2.
And the reason that he's destined is that Germany look at the Premier League as silly bollocks. They just think they're too stupid. They've got so much money, they don't know what to do. So they're just saying, we're not changing. Coronavirus or not, we could have been hit by lightning. God could have come down and said, I swipe everything. We're not changing the value because we know you're going to spend stupid money. And, it says a lot that United is still going to hold out for him, even though they know the valuation is really, really high. But if he does come in, whose position does he take? And who goes out?
Well, George reckons Sancho will 100% happen.
But this summer?
Did he get that from the source? Oh, let me check my
phone.
I haven't got a banana.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
I've got to go for my tea soon.
I don't think it happens. I don't. I think like
Hang on,
this.
I've got a quick phone call. Hang on. Rants and bants? Fuck off, mate. Keeps ringing me, man. Prick.
Oh God. Oh
I
God,
think,
killer. I need a drink.
I think the Sancho, done deal shit on Twitter.
Oh gosh.
Mate, that's run its course.
Sancho's done it. Hey, do you remember
So,
the Jude Bellingham? And this is the one.
yeah,
Yeah, United have taken him round on a tour. I'm like, all right.
yeah. Yeah, apparently he was talking to Sir Alex and he had lunch with him as well or something as well.
But he's going to Dortmund, isn't he?
Yeah, apparently so. That's where he favours, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's another one. It's another one of them. I'm going to go to Dortmund for 2 years and then look to come back to the Premier League, which is, to be honest, honest, from a player's point of view, it totally makes sense.
Yeah, makes sense.
I mean, these players are just going to Dortmund and blowing up instantly, and then they could come back. Jude Bellingham, he's probably looking at like what 25k a week at United, at an absolute max. If he goes to Dortmund, he'll come back to United and sign a 250k a week deal within 18 months.
Yeah,
that's what he's looking at, and that's probably what his advisors told him. That's probably what Dortmund have told him, low key. Because Dortmund don't mind being a little bit of a feeder club because all they're doing is pocketing cash for a club that I'm pretty sure don't have a lot of wealth.
They don't have a lot of wealth at all. They don't.
Haven't they been bailed out by Bayern Munich for like seasons on end?
I'm not even sure. Actually, they do have some key players go in between the clubs from time to time. Hummels has been. I think Hummels started off as Bayern Munich player, then he went to Dortmund, then he went back to Bayern. Now he's gone back to Dortmund. So,
I'm pretty sure that they run into debt quite a lot, and then they bail Bayern Munich. I may be wrong here, but I'm going to say it anyway. I think Bayern Munich bailed them out because they didn't want to lose Dortmund because they'd lose their only competition in the German league, and if they lost their only competition, it would make the German league completely pointless. So they bailed them out, but there was like a clause where they got a pick of all their players, and it wasn't they had Lewandowski and they didn't pay hardly anything for him.
Yeah,
if anything, and it was Goetze as well, I believe.
Yeah.
And there was a few others that they just took straight off them. So they're almost like a feeder club. It's mad.
Yeah, almost like an Ajax sort of thing, isn't they?
Not a bad feeder club though.
No, they do produce some great talent.
Not a bad feeder club. They're quite good. They're quite good.
I think we're ready to wrap this one up, boys.
Yeah, it's a short and sweet one today, isn't it?
I've enjoyed. The comments have been absolutely fire.
Do you know what? This is something that I never really get to do. Guys, please like, share, and subscribe. We want to smash the like button. Smash it like you smash tomatoes or you smash something on Friday night. It's Sunday night, but don't smash it as much as you would on Friday. But smash it none the same. Just smash it!
Right. Well, before we go then, before we end on that, what are we doing about Friday?
Bugger. Friday.
We got to talk about this. We come up with the idea of... Well, we didn't come up with it. Mark mentioned it.
No.
On Twitch.
No, I come up with it.
I thought Mark said, was it Mixer? He said don't use Mixer because he said that's like a certain dating app that you.
Yeah, when me and him were talking last night, we had a threesome, me, him, and Jay Hart. It was really interesting. Lasted just over 3 hours.
Visuals as well.
I was sweating buckets, mate. But yes, Friday then. What do we do? Are we going to do like before, middle, and end?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, we will do something like that to keep the eager crowd happy. We will distribute our wisdom before and in the middle of the game and just after set time periods because as much as we're doing it for the fans, we have a life.
Yeah, I think the best thing to do is to check the Twitter account because I think we can tweet out exact times. I don't want to give any times out myself now and then differ.
Yeah.
But yeah. Are you up for that, Marcus?
I'm up for anything, mate. You can ask my wife that. I'll do anything, mate. Like I say, I was quite willing to do the watch along, but it's too short a notice for us three to teach me how to do it.
Yeah.
It's not just that.
The YouTube thing.
Yeah, if we did the watch along on a different platform, we could actually sort it out, and it wouldn't be too difficult. So
that's your department.
We can try and look at that, but if we do not get that sorted out, it will be a before, during, and after production.
Right.
And
okay.
it'd be sick. And it'd be sick. There's it's going to be. There's not going to be that many of you watching. So there's going to be loads of interaction. Yeah. It's going to be the bollocks. We won't. We promise we won't try and get you signed up to a betting app as well.
Yeah.
Promise.
Bet 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Yeah. Holy.
Yes. No stupid betting fucking sites up here, man. I'm afraid.
Do you know what we should do? Right? We should do fake odds. Put a bet on the fake odds. What would you have won if you'd have placed a bet with bet 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10?
George has just said here, what's wrong with YouTube watch along? There's nothing wrong with it, George. It's just that it's time constraints.
It's time consuming.
And I was quite willing to do it, but I don't know how to do it via YouTube. Rodney's the technical one, and Rodney's busy this week.
I'm not that technical.
And doesn't really have the time to teach me how to do it.
He's blaming me.
So, no,
I'm sure. I tell you what I'm going to do, right? Well, we'll talk about this after. But we'll talk about it after. Something may happen.
Yeah.
All right. We're looking into it.
Are we out now? We're timing out. We're out. All right, you guys, we're out. We'll see you on the other side, wherever that may be.
Peace.
Bet 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.